Hi everyone. Today we are looking at a question like that. Okay, so this is one of the P62024 WA2 paper. All right, I cannot remember what's the name of it. Let's go back all the way. It's called Nanyang Meet Year WA2. So the first thing you want to do, right, of course, is to read the question. Okay. All right, if you don't read the question, then you don't know what they are talking about. Okay, first thing first, six identical rectangular boxes. Where are the rectangular, or in fact, the six identical rectangular boxes? We have one, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, can be stacked into a cupboard. So this is the cupboard, 0.9 meters wide. What is the meaning of 0.9 meters wide? That means to say, all right, the cupboard is 0.9 meters wide. Where is 0.9 meters wide? It's basically everything over here. And this itself, 0.9 meters, is actually equals to 90 cm. Okay, so how do I turn that to cm? Because it's 0.9 times 10. 90 cm. Okay, so you want to make sure you write these things down first, and you need to know which one is it. All right, I know sometimes it can be confusing as to, oh no, which one is the cupboard that they are referring to. Thankfully, they have it stated over here clearly that this is the cupboard. Okay, all right, clearly this is the cupboard. So of course, right, what I want to do next is definitely read the second sentence. Once that part is done, we can read the second sentence. Okay, as you can see over here, sentence number two, the first arrangement in figure A leaves a 42 cm gap at the top. So this is the 42 cm gap. All right, the second one in figure B leaves a 10 cm. So this 10 cm is this part over here. Okay, I know it can be a bit confusing sometimes because, the arrow, sometimes, some of you may think that it is, oh, is it all the way until here? No, it's not. It is just this small little part here. Okay, all right, so what we want to do, of course, is to always ask ourselves, what concept is this? This is, again, the topic itself is called area and perimeter. The concept that we are looking at, the concept that we're looking at is basically called units and parts. Okay, all right, or some of you will hear me say this thing called unknown. Okay, all right, because we a lot of things we don't know, right? In this situation, there's nothing that I know. So what I want to do is I want to, put in something. Like for example, when it comes to this itself, right? What is this called? This is called the length. This is also called the length. This is also called the length. Agree or disagree? And then of course we also have, all right, the second, in fact, the figure B, all right, what we have over here. Okay, this entire thing is called the breadth. This is called the breadth. This is also called the breadth. This is also called the breadth. And this is called the length. Okay. Now, from here itself, right, you can see obviously, okay, we can form an equation. We can form an equation. All right. We know for sure, whatever that is over here, which is the height of the cupboard, is exactly the same as whatever that is over here. Okay. So that's the first information that I know. That means to say if whatever that is over here, say for example, is 1000 cm, then this side must also be 1000 cm. Okay. All right. So these are some of the things that you need to know. Okay. But I like to, write it out first. So at least from here itself, what I can do, okay, is to note it down. So this part over here is basically what we say, 3 length plus 42. Okay. And this part over here, it's not 3 length, but it's 1 length plus 4b plus 10. So we are going to write it down as well. 1 length plus 4b plus 10. Okay. Another thing I can see is that I know that for breadth itself, how many breadths are there? 2 breadths. And you can see mirror image tells me that 2 breadths is actually equals to 90 cm. So I'm just going to start by writing 2 breadths equals to 90 centimeter. All right. I can quickly find 1 breadth. 1 breadth is actually equals to 45 cm. Okay. In the first part, right, they're asking us to find this question mark over here. Okay, this question mark over here. So since you know that 1 breadth is 45 cm, you see this entire thing that has 2 breadth, right? So this is actually equals to 90 centimeters. Okay. And if you know that 1 breadth is 45 cm, we can quickly, right, do one thing, right? What is that one thing that we can do? We can convert all of this B to 45 cm. Okay. All right. So this is basically 45 over here, 45 over here, 45 over here, and 45 over here. All right. So this entire thing, this entire thing part itself, we can really form an equation. right? Okay, so I'm going to form an equation, which is the most important. What I'm going to say is this, okay? On my left-hand side, it will be 3L plus 42, all right, which is this part over here. You can see my cursor. I'm trying to show you that this is the part that I'm talking about, the green color part. It's actually equals to, again, once again, the green color part. What are the measurements over here? We only have 1L. Okay, we no longer have to write down 4B because we already know that 1B is 45. So 4B will basically be 4 times 45. And then we plus a 10. Okay, so once you're done with this part, what you're going to do next is you're going to say 3L plus 42 is equals to 1L plus 4 times 45. When we do 4 times 45, we get to an answer of 180 plus 10. Okay, then you can see there's only one unknown that you need to find, which is the L, right? So you want to solve whatever you can first. 3L plus 42 equals to 1L plus 190. Okay, then you want to make sure that the L and the L, they swap position. So this and this, all right, 3L minus 1L, all right, because you bring it over. And then 190 remains there. 42, you bring it over. So you want to minus away 42. Okay, 190 minus away 42. So that gets me to 148. So we know that 2L equals to 148. Once you're done with this, you want to now look at the width of the gap. Now, the width of the gap is basically this part over here, right? So you see, all you need to do, right, since you know that 2L is equals to 148, okay, you are trying to find this part over here, right? You can see this entire thing is 90, right? Okay, I'm just going to zoom it in for you to see first. You can see this is 90, right? This is 90 over here. This part is 90, right? And then this one over here, it's just 1L. Isn't that true? And since I know 2L is 148, 1L is actually equals to 148 divided by 2, which is equals to 74. So where is 74? 74 is actually this L over here. So this is 74, right? And you can see that this purple color covers everything, right? So you want to find the question mark. You want to just find the width, right? Which is the question mark over here. It's basically just 90, which is the purple one, minus away 74. All right, and that's how you would accurately get to the answer of 16 centimeters. Okay, and this is your answer for A. Now, once you get to A, right, then you can quickly go and find B already, which is very easy because the question says, I want you to find the height of the cupboard in meters. Height of the cupboard in meters means everything over here. Everything over here, right? You want to use the left one, the figure A, or you want to use the figure B, doesn't matter, both works. So height of the cupboard in meters, so that becomes 3L plus 42. Well, we already know that 1L is 74, right? So 3L is 74 times 3, all right? So we will have to do 74 times 3 first, all right? Then we add 42, all right? In this situation, 222, why 222? 74 times 3 is actually equals to 222. So 222 plus 42, all right? 222 plus 42, we get to an answer of 264 centimeters. Okay, but the answer wants us to find it in what? The answer wants us to find it in meters. So if I want to convert to meters, I will just have to move back 2 times, right? Because from 1 cm to 100 meter, 100 cm to 1 meters. All right, this is the first thing that you have, right? In order for me to find 264 cm, all right, all I need to do is to find the meters, right? I want to basically divide, right? So you just basically have to move back 2 times, and that's the reason why your answer is 2.64 meters, and this is your answer for this question.
Hi everyone, if you like this video, you can click right here for a similar video or you can view our playlist here.